Students, this is the continued part of the Newton's rings. So where we are going to derive the expression for radii of dark fringes. So we know that in the Newton's rings, in the form of circles, alternate bright and dark fringes we are going to get, and the experimental arrangement for this already over. So where we are having a plano convex lens which is placed over a plain glass plate. So in between the plano convex lens and the plain glass plate there will be a air film created which is of variable thickness. So now see here, this is the plano convex lens, one surface is plane and this is the convex lens. So for this convex surface means this is the part of the sphere. So with respect to this is part of the sphere means there will be a center, and the distance from this center to this surface that we call as radius of curvature. So for this curved surface, let us suppose at the point M there will be the center, and this distance represents from this surface to this distance, that becomes equal to radius of curvature. And again the same thing, so everywhere, because this is the part of the sphere means everywhere this r will be same. Again from this surface to the center this distance also becomes equal to r, so which we call as radius of curvature. So now consider this is the plain glass plate. At the point q, let us suppose here we are going to get the dark fringe. Let a dark fringe is located at point q. So at this point, let us suppose dark fringe is located, and let capital T be the thickness of the air film. In between these two, air film will be there. Let T be the thickness of the air film. So at the point q where dark fringe is located, let the radius of curvature of the circular fringe at q. So now, so from this center, let radius of this dark fringe be rm. So this small rm be the radius of the circular fringe at point q, and this distance I am going to denote by the letter small r sub m. Now from the Pythagoras theorem, what I can write is, since this is the right angle, this is the right angle, this distance is the right angle, from the Pythagoras theorem what I can write is pm square is equal to pn square plus mn square. So this pm square is equal to pn square, this distance, and this mn square. So from the point P I have derived a normal where this normal cuts this radius of curvature at the point N. Now we have to substitute all the values. So Pm we know, P to M distance, that is R, radius of curvature, R square is equal to Pn is, it is the radius of the dark fringe which is located at the point Q. So that I can write as small r sub m square plus this mn square. This mn I can write as om, this is the om minus this no whole square. This will be rm square plus om is nothing but the radius of curvature from this surface to the center, again that is equal to capital R, minus this no, this becomes equal to T. If this PQ is equal, PQ we have considered as the thickness of the air film, then the same distance from the N to O will be there, that I can write as a small t whole square. So if we simplify this, since this capital R is far greater than T, so this as compared to this R value, radius of curvature, so in the experimental setup what we have considered is this convex surface is having the large radius of curvature. So for that what it becomes is capital R is far greater than this small t, 2RT term is again far greater than t square. From this what I can write, if you simplify this, r square is there, so here rm square plus again a minus b whole square formula, r square plus t square minus 2RT. So these two terms again becomes 0. From this what I can write is rm square is equal to, since this 2RT is far greater than T square, this T square term we are going to neglect. So this becomes approximately becomes Rm square is approximately becomes equal to 2 times this RT, because this T square, T as T is very much smaller than capital R, so T square is still small. That's why 2RT is far greater than T square, means so this term T square term I am going to neglect from this equation. So what you are left with is Rm square is equal to 2RT. And the condition for the darkness, so what I have assumed is, at the point Q, let us suppose dark fringe is located. So if the point Q is having the dark fringe, means the condition for the darkness at Q becomes equal to, so this Q becomes equal to, what I can write, this is 2T is equal to m lambda. In the previous class, so already I have told the condition for the darkness is 2T. If mu is the refractive index of the air film, that is the air, and cos R term becomes equal to, for the normal incidence R becomes equal to 0, so cos R becomes equal to 1, so mu 2 mu T cos R minus lambda by 2 will be there, and then again that should be equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. If you simplify this, what you are going to get is 2T is equal to m lambda. This is the condition for the darkness. So this already I have derived in the last class. So condition for the darkness is 2T should be equal to m lambda. Now this 2T value I am going to substitute in the above equation. What it becomes equal to, Rm square is approximately equal to 2T, I can write as m lambda. So this becomes equal to m lambda into this R, I will write. From this Rm is equal to, what I can write, Rm is equal to square root of this m lambda into R. So where radius of different dark fringes, first dark fringe, second dark fringes, are found by this equation by substituting m values equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So for the first dark fringe, m value becomes equal to 1. For that Rm, radius of the first dark fringe, becomes equal to square root of this 1 lambda into R, or what we can write, R1 is proportional to lambda for the given monochromatic light, that will be constant, and for the given plano-convex lens R is also constant. So R1, radius of the first dark fringe, is directly proportional to square root of 1. Now radius of the second dark fringe we can get by substituting m equal to 2, that becomes equal to root 2 lambda R, or R2 is proportional to square root of 2, and this R3 is same, root 3 lambda R, or R3 is proportional to, what we can write, root 3 and so on. This continues. Thus what it indicates is the radius of the dark fringe is proportional to square root of the natural number. Means this above equation, what this represents is Rm, where m is the mth dark fringe, this is proportional to square root of this natural number lambda. Sorry, this is not lambda, this should be m. So this radius of the mth dark fringe is proportional to square root of the natural number. Thus radius of the mth dark ring is proportional to under root of this. Then diameter, how we can write is, diameter of mth dark ring is, diameter of mth dark ring is dm is equal to 2 times this radius. So this dm is equal to 2 times Rm is nothing but square root of from this equation Rm is equal to, what we can write, square root of this 2 R small t. So Rm we can substitute as root 2 capital RT, and this dm is equal to 2 will be there, square root of 2 RT, that is nothing but already we know that is m lambda root m lambda into r. So this is the expression for the diameter of the mth dark ring, which is equal to 2 times under root of this m lambda r. So already Rm value we know, root m lambda r is there, diameter will be 2 times of r. From this expression, the diameter of the dark rings are proportional to the square root of the natural number, that is m square root of the natural number. Therefore, the diameter of the ring does not increase in same proportion as the order of the ring. For example, if m increases as 1, 2, 3, 4 so on, the diameters are, if we substitute the values of m, the diameters becomes equal to d1 is equal to 2 times, this is if m is equal to 1, that becomes equal to lambda into r, and d2 becomes equal to 2 root 2 lambda into r. This I can write as 2 into 1.4 root lambda r. d3 becomes equal to 2 into root 3, that is 1.7 into root lambda r, and d4 becomes equal to 2 into 2 root lambda into r, and so on. Therefore, the rings get closer and closer as m value increases. See here, as m value increases, what happens to this is the rings get closer and closer. The diameter values of the dark ring, that is continuously increasing, means the rings get closer and closer as the m value increases. This is why the rings are not evenly spaced. All rings are having different spacing. So already in the last class I have discussed how the Newton's rings are formed. Newton's rings are formed as a result of interference between the reflected light from the top and bottom surface of the thin air film, and which is enclosed between the plano-convex lens and the plane glass plate. The occurrence of alternate bright and dark fringes depends on the optical path difference. Optical path difference arising between the two reflected rays. So on these factors, means what is the optical path difference between these two rays. So whether the bright fringe is going to occur or dark fringe is going to occur, that depends. If the light falls normally on a air film, the optical path difference between the two reflected rays between the two surface of the air film, that is equal to, already we have derived, this is equal to, optical path difference is equal to 2t minus lambda by 2. It is seen that the path difference between the reflected rays arises due to variation in the thickness t. So in between the plano-convex lens and the plane glass plate, there is the air film of variable thickness. The path difference, this depends on this thickness of the air film that is in between plano-convex lens and the glass plate. The reflected light will be having the minimum intensity for those thickness for which the path difference is equal to m lambda. So if the path difference is equal to m lambda, then minimum intensity we are going to get. Then maximum intensity for those thickness for which the path difference is equal to 2m plus 1 lambda by 2. Thus each maxima and minima is locus of constant film thickness. Therefore fringes are having the equal thickness. So only this optical path difference between the reflected rays, that depends on the thickness of the air film. So if this reflected light thickness, for those thickness where the path difference is m lambda, there you are going to get the minima. Then for the thickness where maximum intensity you are going to get is the path difference, there should be equal to 2m plus 1 lambda by 2. There you are going to get the maxima. If this condition satisfies, then you are going to get the bright and dark fringes of the equal thickness, but the spacing between them is different, because as this depends on the value of this natural number, as this varies as the square root of the natural number. So all are having the different spacing, but the thickness of this will be same. Here completes this concept. Take the assignment questions. Derive the expression for radii of dark fringes in case of Newton's ring, and what is the spacing between the fringes. Thank you.